Thank you so much, all of you who donated in the past half hour. While I got to have a fabulous break, I realized during the break at one point that I had, thank you, Lancey. Thank you so much. I had set things up so that you couldn't see me. But I was sitting here cramming curry into my mouth, rice going everywhere because I was eating quickly, and I realized they could totally see me. So Sandy, Morgan, and Nancy just watched me very messily eating curry. Thank you, Advance Addict. Thank you so much. I do have two dogs down here with me. And one of the things that I want to do right now, and I'm going to warn you I'm doing this, is I am syncing the bits as of 10 minutes ago. Save donation. So this is not a real donation. This is a bit sync that you are currently seeing. So we are currently at, I lost the window. We are currently at $4,242. And oh man, it was almost at least sequence of 42, 42, 42, which also would have been awesome, but not quite when I synced. So we are originally, thank you, Keeper of Maps, for the bits. We were originally planning to do painting this hour. I may be able to, but one of the things that didn't happen earlier today that I am eager to do is I have a giant box, and this one I don't think contains maple cream cookies. Astro YYZ, Keeper of Maps, you're my favorite humans. I'm about to shove one of these things in my face. What we got that I'm not going to shove in my face is a large box from Combuk Publishing that contains an example of what their new subscription box service is going to look like. I'm going to eat a cookie and grab the box. I do not know what is in this. We are unboxing this together. And you too, I will find the link and share it in a moment, you too can get boxes like the one I am about to open through this new Spacebox subscription service. It is not Schrodinger's cat. That would be horrifying. On so many levels, one of which being I have two herding dogs in the room with me right now, and cats do not respond to herding well. No, this is space goodness. And I'm a subscription box kind of girl. Loot Box was a thing. Bark Box was a thing. It's not currently a thing simply because I need to switch over to getting non-squeaky toys. Turns out Stella squeaks things until I went to kill her. So, okay. Level 1. Ack. Open. Okay. Bubble wrap. Always exciting. Okay. So I have a pretty, it's maybe green screening. We have a Space and Beyond box. Space and Beyond. You have the quick clip of the squeakiness. So I'm opening it. I like this. This flap is Jupiter. This flap is Earth. That's the moon. I actually am kind of in love with the fact that they put planets on the flaps. Okay. So the flaps, so far we have Space and Beyond box, Facebook, and Instagram. The back of the box says, "A wide open sky is out there calling to you. Let it go to voicemail right now. You've got some wide opening of your own to do." This tab is "Get out and explore the universe awaits." Front is "Make space for some cool new things." This side is specially designed for those who know the sky is not the limit. All right. Trying not to press the keys. I failed. So we have a paper thing, Space Particles Moon Edition exclusive Space and Beyond box. This is a magazine put together by the folks at Astronomy Magazine. So for instance, it talks about observing places on the moon. And I'm sorry if I just blasted you when I moved the mic so close to my face. I can look at this later. This is paper. I want to see what other cool stuff is in here. So we have a Moonstruck Memo sticky notes. We choose to go to the moon. I have scissors. And there's clearly things of different aspect ratios in this. Okay. Removing the plastic. So those of you who won subscription box earlier, you will be receiving these after the new year. This is one they sent us just to unbox on air. And this does indeed have a variety of moon-related things and stuff on the inside. And I suspect that anyone who orders from me on my Etsy shop is likely to get sticky notes in their things. We have the completely standard Apollo 11 patch in case you need an Apollo 11 patch. It is, after all, an anniversary year. All right, that came out more sarcastic than intended, but as a Gen Xer, I am now bitter about the Apollo generation. All right, so we have a lunar notebook with AR. Ooh, I'm going to have to install things on my phone and see what this does. Okay, I'm opening this. And I am someone who actually keeps a paper journal of all the things I am trying to accomplish. It's not a diary, not gonna lie, I'm bad at that. But I do keep track of all my hours and everything on paper. Watch the vivid three-dimensional astronomical spectacle on paper. Experience the new notebook with augmented reality. So it has pages with dots on it, so it's a bullet journal. It also has a bunch of pages that are plain. So we have plain, 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 bullet, plain. Okay. Go to astroreality.com for useful information, www.astroreality.com. All right, we will play with that. Aha, here we go. How to experience. Step down one. Download app AstroReality from your device. We will come back to this. Setting that aside. Okay, now we have a tube. And this Paranor Omad of Mods means I have a tube I can mail you some of the posters I have set aside for you in. And this says ASY, the Age of Lunar Exploration poster. And yeah, I'm a kid. I get excited about the packaging. All right, let's get excited about the package. Okay, so here, ooh, this is useful. This is a map of all the different landing sites on this, all the different landing sites on the near side of the moon. And they're annotated by color for USSR, US, Japan, ESA, China, India, Israel. And they have a little arrow on the bottom saying far side 32, and that's Chang'e 4. They even have Bereshit's landing place. And it says the age of lunar exploration. I don't mean to be cutting this off. The moon has attracted our attention for millennia. As technology has progressed, robots and eventually humans visited. This map shows significant landing impacts plus noteworthy flyby missions. And this is actually the kind of thing that is going to end up living underneath my keyboard upstairs, so that when people ask me questions, I can answer them better. This I love because it lets you see just how close some of the missions were to one another. Okay, here's another view. All right. So now, setting this over here, I'm going to put it back in the tube. We have a box. Astronomy Moon Globe, quantity 1. Okay, and the inside of the box is actually super cool. And I have a Glowforge, and so this box is going to get Glowforged into things. I don't know what yet, but I will be making things out of this cardboard. So on this inside flap is the International Space Station. And on the other flap is the Canadarm grappling something, or a arm grappling a something. I'm not sure what. Hopefully it will tell me somewhere. Yeah, I'm totally going to Glowforge this box into stuff and things. Stuff and things. I think that's considered an off-label use. And again, me being more excited about the packaging. And my screen, I did something to my screen. What did I do to my screen? Okay, there, it's back. Okay, so we have it is a moon with things labeled on it. Thank you so much for the 2410 DPI. That puts us at 426624. We are palindromic again. Yay. I like palindromes. For those of you who don't know what a palindrome is, it's something that reads the same in both directions. Ooh, it has a stand. And it has a booklet. And I'm liking the fact that most of this stuff doesn't have a ton of packaging. So like the globe had enough packaging to keep it safe, but it's not like I'm having to fight things out of plastic containers. So this has inside of it a flyer about Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter. And the science, so this is Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter imaging. So I'm going to open the stand first. So it's a little plastic stand that does say astronomy on it. And it has these two little plastic nubbins on the ends that I feel like I want to pull. Aha! So if I wanted to, I could put this on a stick. I don't have a stick, but I have the capacity. I will put the little plastic thing back. being evil. I'm pulling this apart. Yeah, I can actually like totally put this on a stick. I can see all the way through this. Okay. I don't know why they did that, but I'm fascinated by it. And now I can do something with it to make it spin easier. And it can get used to represent different phases of the moon more easily. So because I could, if I wanted to, I think you can see, oh, there. You can see light through it. Because it has a hole all the way through the center, I have the capacity to put it on something and do cool demos with it. Go find you a stick. It's true. I need a child to go find me a stick. I don't really have a car, Rigel, and my bike doesn't have an antenna. But I like the way you're thinking. Maybe they originally designed it to be used with a globe holder. I don't know. I'm definitely going to be using the hole instead of the stand they gave me. So they have on this marked both the names of different features as well as the landing sites. So I don't know if you can see, but this marks both the mountains along the crater rim, or the basin rim rather, the Apollo landing site. Come on, focus camera. There we go. It focused. The lava seas and everything else. So this is a map of both those landing sites and the geological features. The contrast on this is kind of low, but that makes the white words pop out better. So, yeah. This would be good for a public star party where you're showing people the moon. Stick it on a stick. Use a flashlight or something to show the illumination. I'm determined to stick this thing on a stick. Again, I'm a child. Okay, so now I'm going to set this aside. I'm on a little tiny desk, people. A little tiny desk. Oof, I am adding things to the computer stand. There we go. Okay, so let's see what we can do with this augmented reality notebook. All right, so our Instroko help. So this has the Roman name of the god of the moon on the inside cover, as well as the QR code I need for something. So step 1, download the app Astro Reality. All right, let's do this together. Let's go to the App Store. Hey Siri, open the App Store. Okay. Astro Reality. Okay, that got corrected to Ask for Reality, which, while perhaps necessary, is not what I was looking for. Astro Reality. Okay. Astro Reality. Oh, I have a globe that uses this same software upstairs. Okay, I just need to put this software onto this device. Our good friends at OPT, Dustin Gibson, sent me a really awesome virtual reality globe. And I just dropped this on my notebook and I'm doing random Google searches. I dropped the notebook on my keyboard. Okay, it's slowly getting the app. The slowness is due to the fact that I'm streaming, not due to the size of the app. So the folks at Astro Reality make really good stuff. I just have no idea what this notebook will do. So what it says is launch the Astro Reality app, tap the line menu in the middle of the bottom bar. Using the camera on your device, scan the QR code shown below, and then tap Notebook. Still waiting on the app. Still waiting on the app. So the piece of paper, which I think I just banished, there it is. The piece of paper has on the inside various info about the moon, so the orbital size, circumference, mean orbital velocity, sidereal period, mean period, equatorial radius, escape velocity, volume, and they use a variety of different units. I love it. They have kilometers per second, miles per hour, and meters per second. Let me see if I can get this where you can see it. All the units are yours. Pick a unit, any unit. Okay, so I have the app now. Astroreality would like access to your camera. Okay. Waiting on the app. Waiting on the app. It's thinking. Still thinking. I may need a new phone soon. I think my phone is supposed to get updated in January. This is the app I'm waiting on. We can watch it together. It's thinking very hard. Very hard. Very, very hard. I don't know if it's doing anything. I'm going to close the app and restart the app because I am impatient that way. Aha! Okay, it really apparently needed to be stopped and restarted. Okay. Pressing the line, it says scan the QR code. There's the QR code. Got the QR code. It is loading the notebook. And the notebook has a really cool textured moon on it, on both the front and the back. I don't know if you can see how it's textured. And it just feels good, and it shines in a cool way. I don't think my webcam can really capture it. Let me try again. So it just feels good and it does a good job. All right, so I'm opening it and it says point it at the Diana thing. Ooh, okay, things are moving, people. Things are moving. Wow, rotatey, rotatey, rotatey. Okay, let me see. I'm going to stand up and come around the camera so that you can see this. I'm not coordinated to do this any other way, so hold on. Here's my phone. You can now see that I'm blue screening. Here's the notebook. And so it's labeling different features on the moon as it goes by. I'm just loving that it's essentially animating the inside of the page. So that was cool. Let's see if it does things with any other parts of this. So I scan the back. And it's like, nope, not going to do anything. See what happens with the front. Nope, not going to do anything. Okay. Let's see if there's other parts of the notebook. Will you scan other things and do cool stuff? So I don't know if it does anything else, but this is kind of cool. Definitely going to use this notebook. Just don't know what yet. Hi, Malachi. I have a dog interested in a notebook too. Doggo doesn't get notebook. Okay. Awkwardly climbing over boxes, dropping scissors, rolling desk, making a mess. Okay, here we go. I am back at my desk. And you got to see that I am in fact wearing my snow pants because it is really cold down here. That was not the most flattering of shots. I love you all. It is cold. All right, so I'm going to look in the app and see if the app does anything else. There was noise. Why was there noise? Thank you for donating $5. You are an amazing human. An amazing human. Thank you, human. My dog is like, does that mean I get a treat? Yes, I will give the doggos treats. Thank you. Now been streaming. I have 2 doggos. I have now been streaming along with Annie Susan. Hi! Okay. Okay. That's all you get. I'm sorry. It was just $5, which is a fabulous amount of money, but you don't get to mug me for that much. All right. He also licked my nose. So I'm going to look in the app and see if it does anything else. Okay, I'm done with the scanny bit. So activated device 1 up to 2. So you can activate things on up to 2 devices. There's apparently a lunar poster, a Cassini-Huygens poster, the Astro Globe, which is what I have upstairs, which is super awesome, and a Cassini-Huygens one. So these are your different options. Camera is so far away. But yeah, this seems to be really cool. That's all I've got. It's a cool box. And something just occurred. What just occurred? I can't see that far. There is a star dancing on my screen. Thank you, Citizen Gold, for this sub, which got you a gold star dancing. I adore that. Citizen Gold is a good friend from New Zealand. He lives in one of my favorite cities in the world, Wellington, or at least just outside of it. Thank you. Okay. I'm just pleased. Why is our icon suddenly black and white, Kevlar? You made things black and white. I didn't know that was an option. Okay. So all the silliness aside, this hour was originally scheduled to be painting. We have half an hour left, I think. Let me look at the schedule. And I think I may digitally do art. Let's take a look. So Rocket Sage was supposed to be in the next hour, but I know she had a personal emergency. And then we have an empty hour after that. So we have 2.5 hours, folks. What should we do with 2.5 hours? I'm tempted to go back to, I'm thinking art. I'm thinking instead of pulling out the messy paint, though, because I think it's honestly too cold in here to paint. Donate. Yes, Nancy, of course. People need to donate. This is what we do with the next 2.5 hours. So things that I know are going to be going on for the rest of the day. We have Coming on at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Pacific. David Dickinson, who's going to be hosted by our own Susie Murph. And starting at, and then we have 7 p.m. empty. Starting at 8 p.m., we're going to have Philip Metzger. And from 8 p.m. through to the end of the evening, we are going to have $1,000 in match. So this is where we are headed. Is the art potentially to be raffled or gifted to donations of a certain amount, or did that already happen? So I'm going to do something digitally, which means it'll go up on Society6. Let me show you what Society6 is for those of you who may not know. Pardon, this is going to take a moment to sort all these things and stuffs. You're about to see how many horrifyingly large numbers of windows I have open. These things happen. Bennu, 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 Menu. Yes. I need to definitely I was tasked earlier today with putting Bennu in front of a nebula, which I was tasked with arting. So we finished the nebula. I put a star cluster in it because it had to have a star cluster. Rocks, rocks, rocks. Yes. And let me screen share. That window, which I'm going to move to. Sorry for the moment of complete confusion that is occurring. So Society6 is this website. Oop, I missed. And I need to screen share this, which is this mouse. Thank you for whatever good thing just occurred. Oh, I'm having troubles. Why won't you do as I ask? I want this layer. I want this to appear. I want it to be smaller. There we go. Thank you for your patience while I randomly rearrange my screen. Okay, things are about to move. Sorry about that. So this is Society6, and this is a website that I put a lot of my art and stuff on. And clearly I've opened half the internet today. And so you can get art on anything you want. And I will put whatever I render today up on Studio 6. But then I will also just give away the image I create to anyone who donated in their thank you letter. So if you have donated, I should be able to reach you through Streamlabs to send you a thank you. I'm going to verify that right now before Sea Possum. Wait. Yes, it does apparently let me get some information about people, maybe. Let me go back and find out. I just confused myself. I heard a good noise. It was redeeming of a raffle ticket or bits. I can't see that far across the room. Can someone tell me what just happened while I futz around on the website that is in front of me? I'm having a moment. Trying to figure out if I can see people's... Yes, I can get your email addresses. So I will be emailing a thank you to everyone who has donated through Streamlabs, and I will attach the graphic that I'm creating to that thank you letter. Okay, now that we have figured that out, shall we art? Would arting make you happy? Thank you. Thank you, Citizen Gold. Thank you. Thank you for the $25. So we shall art. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing Society 6 and rearrange the screen so that I can art with you. Let me see if I can remember how to do this. I've done this and redone this so many times today that my brain is starting to go, nope. Thank you, Ponder65. Okay, so I need to apparently bring Photoshop open before I can share things. So there's that. Now let's share Photoshop. Eddie is singing in the background. What was that? What just happened? Thank you, ECOP. Thank you so much for donating. You are amazing. I am pleased. I'm also still rearranging my screen. It's hard to be pleased and rearrange your screen at once is what I'm learning. Okay. Yay. All right. Yay. My filters over here are filtering poorly. I want it to show me many things. All right. Now I can see everything over on the other screen, and now I lost my keyboard. There it is. I'm going to make the other screen bigger so I can actually read it. All right. So now I can read the other screen and I can art. So, what do you think of the nebula so far? This is where we're at. All right, so we had a request for a Bennu. Do you really want me to pollute this image with a Bennu? I mean, I'm totally up for it. It looks like it needs stars in the bottom right segment. So there definitely is a variable distribution of stars on this, where there's more stars in the left, there's a star cluster in the center, and then there's fewer stars over here. But that's how the universe is the number of stars is actually scattered and variable. And what I was trying to create here is a open cluster forming inside of a nebula. Congrats, Nancy. So we can start a new image, and I'll just send you all the images I create. I can continue to add things to this image. I'm taking requests, and I'll explain the science as I go. And I'm going to eat a cookie while I wait for feedback. Eddie, you can't have my cookie. No. No, Canadian cookies are too good for doggos. Canadian cookies are the best cookies. I have 2 dogs desperately begging for cookie. Advanced Addict, I'm looking for suggestions on space art. I will space art any kind of astronomical object with varying levels of accuracy and skill. So I see Spiral Galaxy. What other things do we have? I know it's you, Rex. So I just want an astronomical object or combination. I'm painting scenes. Think of a science fiction illustration you always wanted, except for the spaceship. I don't do spaceships. And I'm happy to make it. I just wasn't going to out you on stream, but you outed yourself. Colliding spiral galaxies. Ooh, that's difficult. That's super difficult. Starman and the Red Roadster. That counts as a spacecraft, and I'm Nixon spacecraft. Okay, so I know that doing a 24-inch poster, Betelgeuse going Nova. Ooh, I like that. Rigel, that is more complicated than I can do. Okay, let's start with the supernova. And work from there. I actually know exactly how I want to do this. All the nebulas. Okay, so I'm going to close this file. Yes, save it. I'm going to render. So this is the kind of thing that I've done before. This is a combination of a physical painting. Actually, it's a combination of 4 physical paintings and a digital drawing. So let's zoom in. So this is something that I've done in the past. Oh, that would look awesome, Advanced Addict. We're going for cinematic supernova, Commander Unifix. Definitely going for cinematic. File, open recent. No, I want to do new. Let's do new. So you can tell I spend a great deal of time arting space. I want to do print. I'm going to do letter so that normal people can print it. I did not mean to do it in that aspect ratio. Go away. Create new. Letter. Portrait. Landscape. I meant landscape. Okay, so we're going to start with black because of course we are. We're next going to add a layer of stars. So let's do layer, new, layer, layer, fill, filter, noise, add noise, noise. I'm going to add more noise. Not that much noise. Let's add that much noise. Filter, blur. This is how we get stars systematically. Image, adjustments, levels. This is how we get only the stars we want. Okay. There. I like that number. Now if I zoom in on them, I'm going to see a variety of different shapes. But they're really sharp. So I'm going to copy this layer, duplicate layer. I'm going to blur this out. I'm going to lighten the layer underneath. And what this effectively did was it put a very light halo around these. Now I'm going to adjust that layer's brightness. And it starts to bring up the brightness of the background layer. And I'm going to take this layer in the background. I'm going to also bring up its brightness, and then I'm going to fuzz it out a little bit because those edges are still way the heck too sharp. So there are my stellar cores, way too sharp. Filter, blur, blur, Gaussian blur. Not that much. Like that. Okay. Now I'm going to combine these two layers. Merge down. I'm now going to adjust the brightness on that. Brightness. Stars! I have stars. I have stars, people. I have stars. Now I'm going to add a touch of color to this. And I'm going to do this systematically I'm going to do the same process systematically to create a variety of stars in different colors. And I'm going to drop the saturation so they have just a hint of color instead of a ton of color. If I don't drop the saturation, I will regret my choices later. Looking to see what's going on in the chat. Oh, you're picking up the sound of the bone. Yes, they are chewing the bones. Sorry that you can hear it. May we have background music? Yes, you may have background music. That was the wrong keyboard. That was entirely the wrong keyboard. I don't know if this will currently be picked up. Okay, you hear music, but I'm realizing you also don't see me the size I would like to be. So I'm going to fix the music you see. I'm going to stand up for just a second and fix the screen. Hold on. Hi, can I sit back in my chair? I know, Malachi. You want to steal my chair. Okay, hi. You're a good boy. Okay, I'm back. And you now have a bigger screen. And you have music by David Joseph Wesley. This is Cassini. Oh, fixing music. Okay, I think I fixed it. Tell me if the music levels are better. Okay. Sorry about the initially overly loud music. All right, so we have red stars. So now I'm going to do a new layer, and we're going to make more stars. If you want anything space related, you need stars. Add noise. Why, yes. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur, 5. Okay. Layer, image, adjust, levels. Okay, I'm going to see if that's the distribution I want of stars. Yeah, that works. So let's make that invisible. Okay, so here's our next layer of stars. We're going to do the same sort of thing with this that we did before. I'm going to layer, duplicate layer. Okay, let's put this to normal at this stage. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Fuzz those out. Lighten. I don't like how much. Let's fuzz that out. Edit. Let's fuzz that out a different amount. That's what I want. Okay, and now we're going to add the general white stars that are in there. So again, this is Cassini by David Joseph Wesley that we're listening to. I don't know if the cake baking is happening. The cake baking should happen. I need to double check the time. I know we have all the ingredients and I really want the cake, not gonna lie. The state of my kitchen may be at issue. One moment and I'll look at that. Let me put the rest of the stars in. I'm happily creating stars right now. Let me play God for a moment. This universe is mine.
All things are go.
thank you, Harry Patrick, so much for tipping $50. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. That just makes me happy. I got into art mode for a minute. This is one of those things I really love doing. And I over-zoomed. Let's not zoom that much. Thank you. So for those of you tuning in who don't know what you have hit other than spacey music and artwork happening, my name is Dr. Pamela Gay. I'm actually a scientist, and I am currently creating a star field. And I'm doing this as part... What the hell did I just click? I'm currently... Sorry about that. I'm currently doing this as part of our 40-hour hangout-a-thon for CosmoQuest, and we're trying to raise money for our science and science communications programs. And while I have a PhD in astronomy, one of my hobbies is doing artwork. And we just had our Insta join us. I know this because Malachi, who's beside me, is growling as he does it so many men. Eddie's like, oh my God, a human. I must love the human. Merging layers. Let's use that to lighten. I don't know what this thing that looks like a two-colored brain would be in space. I'm intrigued. I'm going to actually separate those a little bit because the brain was disturbing me.
It says either Steve or Boltzmann. You've got some.
Image, adjust, brightness, contrast. Arnster just said to Eddie, I'm glad you guys don't get cold. The rest of us have been like systematically contemplating that old farmhouses are cold. There, I have a star field. Now there's weird edge effects that always happen with these, and I'm gonna save as. I need to give this a name. I'm going to not name this Fred, which is always my temptation. I'm being told Bob is a good secondary choice. Bob is a good secondary choice is what I just heard, and we'll never unhear. Let's do stars and galaxy, because I believe that was what had been requested. So I'm going to merge these three layers. And I'm going to transform this. Now unlock the background. Silly software. I'm going to transform this just enough to get rid of the weird edge effects. There, we have a star field. And it's just that simple. Good night, Wayne Johnson. Thank you so much for everything you have done. Thank you for being with us for so many hours throughout this hangout-a-thon. It's true, Ponder. Bob is a good name for anything. I preferentially have named things Fred my entire life. Apparently, when I was a very small child, I determined the cat should be named after my grandfather, who was named Fred after his father. And henceforth, everything was named Fred that I could name Fred. Fish, all my fish were named Fred for a long time, although the two in my studio are named Bert and Ernie because they are blue and yellow. Okay, that was perhaps far too much of a glimpse to my inner thinking. Galaxy. You wished for a galaxy? Do you still wish for a galaxy? If it is, I will pull up a reference image. Here's Stella upstairs barking about something. I think she desperately wants somebody to throw a toy. So while I wait to confirm... Oh, you actually wanted Betelgeuse going supernova. I forgot what you wanted. I'm sorry. I got distracted. Okay, let's make Betelgeuse going supernova. So, another layer. There's a common theme going on here. So down here in the center, I'm going to draw this off axis because of course I am. I'm going to
Nancy asked a question about mod chat about planet.
So planet painting today is going to be purely digital because the place where I normally paint is currently covered in things. So we are painting digitally today. So I'm going to make the core of this, I'm going to try and make the core of this blue, white, hot. Okay, the music is still a little loud. Let's see what I can do to fix this. Okay, hopefully that will help. So this little circle down in the center, this is going to become our core. Now, I'm going to render difference clouds on this. That did not work as intended. Okay, let's undo that. Let's create a new layer and fill the new layer with white and render difference clouds. Filter, render, difference clouds. Still didn't do what I intended. Filter, render, clouds. Kinda did what I intended. This is where I say, to heck with it, and I hand draw stuff. All right, let's make that smaller. So all I really want right now is to get different colors on this. And the brush I'm using, you can probably see it's flipping things around, randomizing my spray paint pattern. And because I have a small selected area, I can hang this off the edges. Now the reason that I'm doing this is I want to get some contrast in color. I'm going to kill off the layer I'm not using so I don't have some weird archival layer. Hearing space whales. This music could be interpreted as space whales, Larry. I agree. Okay, so I now have some various contrasts of blue and white and yellow. Let me add some real blue. I'm not convinced it's adding blue. I'm not convinced it's doing anything. Oh, that's because I'm drawing on the layer behind that one. Okay, let's do this. Random is fun. This is also an excellent way to draw freckles. If you ever need to draw freckles on something, there. Okay, so I have a speckly pattern. I'm now going to select something just a little bit bigger than this. I'm going to fail to select something bigger than that. There. That was not symmetric. So in Photoshop, if you shift click, it's not as big as I wanted. You can make a perfect circle, but that doesn't mean you managed to center it the way you wanted to. There. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is a motion blur, or a radial blur rather. Zoom. And this will create the explode effect down in the core. That wasn't as much of an explodey effect as I wanted. Blur, radial blur. Control Z is the best thing that ever happened. So here, I'm starting to get where I want to be. Filter, blur, radial blur, zoink. Let's try all the way out here. It's 70 pixels. Ooh, and I want to do this best quality. Okay, so that's starting to get where I want to be. So this is that core part that it has collapsed down and is potentially going to become pulsar, a black hole, but right now it's just freaking hot. Now it's going to bounce back out, and its outer layers probably have already started that. Now, things like this also often have jets. Let's see how do I want to do this. Looks like one of the first Hubble photos. Not sure what to do with that information. That's really smaller than I want it to be now that I look at this. So let's take this layer. Let's transform this. Let's go up 200%. Let's go up 400%. Nope, let's go up 300%. Yes. All right. So now I'm going to explode this out a little bit more. Filter, blur, radial blur, zoomies. Okay. This does sound like Doctor Who. Thank you so much, Journey Started, for the $20. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yay. Okay, so I now have the explodey bit in the center. Now I'm trying to decide if I want to do this with jets or without jets. And I don't know the answer to that. Okay, I do know that I want to do the layer that goes underneath this next. The layer that goes underneath this is going to also be really hot. In this case, I'm going to do it yellow hot. Thank you, Canada Kim, for the 200 bits. My dog Stella is totally losing her mind upstairs right now. So I need to fill this with, what did you just do? I need to fill this. This will make more sense in a few minutes, I promise. Filter, radial blur, no, filter, render, clouds, filter, blur, radial blur. The question you mean to ask Nancy was Doctor Who? No, this is actually Cassini. So maybe it is Dr. Porco, but it's definitely Cassini. So we're making progress. So now I want to add a next layer. And this one I'm going to do a little bit cooler. Cooler means redder. And I'm going to saturate the color. No, I didn't mean to do that. Stop. I'm not going to change the saturation. I'm only going to change the hue. I may regret my life choices. Hopefully not. So, zoink, filter, render, clouds. Filter, blur. I don't know what Stella is doing upstairs, but it's loud. I'm really not liking the hue I landed on. I'm in fact not liking this at all. That's okay. I can destroy what I have done. Congrats, DPI. Death, 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 death. I'm adding layers, not killing them. Oh man, anti-death occurred many times there. So apparently if I threaten things with death, I actually bring them life. I'm not sure what to do with that information. All right, let's try this again. This time I'm going to start with the redmost layer first. So this is that layer of material that is the outer atmosphere of the star that has been sloughed off in the past and is now getting illuminated by the exploding star. And I'm going to make it bigger. I'm going to make it circular. And I'm going to make it deep red. So I'm going to pick my saturation now and stick with it. So there's my saturation, and I'm going to combine with black on this layer. I'm going to fill it. I'm going to filter, render clouds. And now I'm going to select a larger circle than that. Select, deselect. I did not do that symmetrically. Let's try that again. That was more like what I wanted. Filter, blur, motion blur. No, I did it right so many times and then I hit the wrong thing. Blur, radial blur. I don't think I want that much of a radial blur. Okay. I did want that much of a radial blur. Filter, blur, radial blur. I didn't promise you it would be perfect the first try. I've never actually painted, digitally or otherwise, a supernova. There, that's starting to get at what I want. Okay, so here we have the outermost layer that is going in all directions. I'm actually going to duplicate this layer so that I have a second copy of it for later. Duplicate layer. Okay. This top one I'm going to switch to lighten. So that means I can put things between the two layers and only the red shows through. So for instance, I'm going to put a layer in between, and now I'm going to do that blue core that I tried to do earlier and screwed up profoundly. Okay, I'm inadvertently drawing this off axis. Let's not do that. I know the selection's empty. I'm okay with it being empty. looking to see what all is going on in the chat. Looks like you are simply happy, and I am good with you being simply happy. Okay, before I go any further, I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to check what the schedule is. By opening a window that does not show the schedule. Let's switch to a different browser tab. That's the one I want. So Rocket Sage will not be here in this hour. She had a family emergency that she needed to deal with. We should be joined in 40 minutes by musician Mary Amber. And then Susie will be here with Dave Dickinson, who may have updates on Betelgeuse at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. All right, here we go. Back to trying to render a star going explodey. All right, so let's go back to here and adjust the hue, but not. So I want it to be blue hot. Oh, there's a layer on top. I was like, what just happened? Filter, render, clouds. Okay, so that did what I wanted. I just accidentally drew the moon. Just exploded? Seriously? Did it go back to normal? Happened. I may I did totally bump it with my arm. I am so sorry. I am now moving the mouse out of harm's way. Okay. Filter. Let's go back. Oh, I already opened it. Okay, so now we have that hot core inside the cool outer layers, and I just need to figure out how to do the transition between the two. And this really needs to be a color gradient. So I'm going to turn off that layer for a moment, and I'm going to see what I can do gradient-wise. Produce the gradient I want. I'm going to end up just seeing if I can figure out how to edit this gradient. Yes. So I want. So the problem that I'm running into is color mixing. Space do not follow the same laws. weird color in the center. Gradient type. Noise. No, let's not do noise. Let's do solid. All right. Because this isn't purely going through green right here. It's doing some weird stuff. There, that's doing more like what I was hoping for. Yellow is a really hard color to figure out what to do with. Okay, let's see what I can do with this blue. That's a bit better. Okay, so I now have a gradient. Let's see if I can draw the gradient. Let's see if I can draw the gradient in the correct direction. No. Let's see if I can reverse the gradient. You go over there. You go over there. Okay. Let's draw the gradient. Let's try and center what I'm drawing. Wow, can't center. Okay. I'm thinking. So I know what I want to do. I don't know if it will work. That was not it though. Let's take that. Take that. Nope, that was not it. I want you. Okay. So I'm essentially smearing this out. Adding spikes. I'm now going to spiral what I did ever so. No, I'm going to add noise to this. Do not make it monochromatic. Let's add a little. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay. And now I select a bigger region. I never do that right. Okay, there we have our supernova. Okay, so we have a supernova. I feel like it needs something. What do you think? Almost just expanded in the X-plane inserted. Pressure ring. Ooh. Trying to figure out how to do that well. Okay, layers. So I'm thinking about like that ring that you see in Death Star explosions and stuff. Clearly I am influenced by far too much science fiction. Thank you so much, Gary. Thank you for tipping the $25. Thank you. For those of you who are joining and don't know what we're up to, this is the CosmoQuest 40-hour Hangout-a-thon. My name is Dr. Pamela Gay. I am currently trying to draw a supernova using Photoshop. And the reason that I'm doing this is Betelgeuse is misbehaving. We don't know what it's going to do. And a whole lot of astronomers are going, supernova, supernova. You've never seen more people beg for an explosion. It's far enough away that it will harm no one, at least on our planet. So inspired by that, I'm trying to draw a supernova. And I have something, it's just so darn symmetric that I'm just like, it needs something. And so the suggestion has been made to draw a pressure ring, and I'm trying to figure out how to do that. So we are currently trying to raise as much money as we can with a goal of $40,000, because that is the amount of money we need to raise so that we do not need to do excessive begging for money in 2020. This is how I pay my staff sometimes. We have a number of federal grants pending. We are hopeful, but we produce a lot of content that we're not going to be able to fund that way. We do a number of different podcasts. We do educational content. We create software. And all these things we need your help to continue to make possible. So if you think the world needs more science, science art, science communications, consider giving. If everyone gives a little, we can make it so that I don't have to keep begging on the internet. And I can just art and science and write software and do lots of different things. Make one ring bigger and have less. Oh, it scrolled off my screen. Thank you, R-Instro. Thank you, R-Instro. You still made things scroll that. Make one of the rings bigger and have less brightness. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out the good way to make the rings. Yay! Nice things. Hello, Blade Runner. I'm going to eat a cookie and stare for a moment, because I have Canadian cookies. I also have dogs that want the Canadian cookies and may not have them. I will give them both a treat in a moment. So these cookies are my favorite cookies, and they have been my favorite cookies for a long time. But after they became my favorite cookies, they were taken to the International Space Station, which makes them space cookies. This particular cookie didn't go to space. Okay. But I have doggos that desperately want treats. Do you want a treat? I'm going to rotate what I'm doing. I'm just drawing it this way first. Don't panic, anyone. Thank you, R-Instro. Money meet mouth. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. You may eat cookies. You know this. Please eat cookies. Although I may have threatened to kill you, I'm sorry. Our Instro has a limit on how much sugar he can have, and I keep inadvertently trying to kill him with tasty goodness. That was the opposite of what I wanted. Select. The dogs have decided that. What are you looking for? Oh, yeah. Ern's just going to give the doggos doggy treats. Malachi is like, I am afraid of you. Do not eat me. I did not do that as continuously as I would like. I'm going to try that again. I'm doing this using a trackpad, people. Bear with me. It will be imperfect. I do not like that.
Architufus asks, there's a ring world around Betelgeuse.
The question is there a ring world around Betelgeuse? No, I'm trying to draw a shockwave. I'm kind of failing miserably. So this is like when all the energy hits a former planetary disk. What happens? Well, this is what happens. But I have to move it, but I'm going to draw it first, and I'm going to get myself somewhat happy with it. I'm struggling. Okay, let's try this one more time. There's a reason people use Wacom tablets. Well, it's a supernova explosion. It doesn't have to be symmetrical. Okay, select, deselect. Okay. That looks exceedingly cool. Layer, duplicate layer. Okay. So Ernster is reading me the comments while I stare at what I'm painting digitally. And he just read me the comment that, so that's why it's dimming. They finally finished the ring world. I'm totally not loving this. Okay, I'm going to fuss with this a little bit more before I give up. What's her art tip? Ah, okay. So I'm laughing because Nancy's daughter is actually good at Photoshop, like professional. I'm a pretender. I'm willing to admit it. And so she's watching me doing this, and I am apparently causing pain. I am sorry. I'm sorry. I'm actually not sorry. I'm enjoying myself immensely. I just am not happy with how this ring is coming out. I have ideas, and I have an eraser tool, and sometimes all you need to make things right is an eraser tool. Okay, so this shock wave is just... not the crisp wave I want it to be. I hate it. I hate it completely. It's going away. Goodbye. It is dead to me. And strangely, I keep adding layers when I try to kill them because the two buttons are next to each other. And I'm clearly more of a creator than a destroyer of shockwaves. I want to struggle with this on my own a bit more, and then I will request help. Okay, so I'm going to start with something much smaller this time. Let's do a drawing brush. The music has ended, and I'm going to say, Dave, can you use Bandcamp to make more music go, please? On my computer over here in the window that is yelling at me to buy things. Just go backwards, find something by Dave. Dave, find something by Dave. I am sorry that my dog keeps growling at you.
I didn't even notice.
We've hit the point where Arnstra doesn't even notice when Malachi threatens his life.
Back, you say.
Yes. Go back one more.
I'm trying to find the back.
Top left of the window. It's Chrome. I'm sorry. Up next to the house. Yeah.
Let's close it. Red X?
No. Go down a little bit.
Oh, there it is. I see it. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Max.
I don't think that's a Mac thing.
Where's your scroll bar? Oh, you've got this thing.
Okay, select inverse. My brain is shutting down, and I can feel my brain shutting down.
New tab or new window?
No. Sorry, it's a left-handed mouse. Click the other side of it. I'm totally screwing up poor
I
Dave.
totally forgot.
I have rewired most of my stuff to work left-handed. There we go.
Is it working? Is it playing?
Yep, we're listening to Winter Skies.
Beetlejuice is one of the tracks.
Oh, excellent. Betelgeuse is one of the tracks on what I'm drawing on entirely, not the layer I meant to be drawing on. I hate everything. Edit. Undo brush tool. Edit. Undo select inverse. Edit. Undo brush tool. Edit. Undo brush tool. Edit. Undo brush tool. Undo brush tool. Okay. Create a new layer. Draw on the new layer. Now you know what goes into all these fancy pants things. Although the professionals know how to use the tools faster than I do. Thank you so much, DPI. I believe you just made it a palindrome again. That is exciting. Thank you. Oh, why did I click that button? My dog is coming over here going, treat, treat. Do I get a treat? You get a treat when I get the shockwave correct. Paranor, I'm going to do what you suggested because I am taking requests. But I may not enjoy it. And you're all learning that when I'm thinking really hard, I curl my lips inwards. Okay, select inverse. Eddie is nose poking me now because he knows. Don't steal. He knows. He's trying so he's trying to climb onto me now. Eddie, let me just finish this piece. Can you guys see him on camera? Yes, you can see him. Hi there. I see you, sweetheart. You really, really pretty. That box is gonna fall over. Here you go. Here you go, other one. Come here, Malachi. There you go. There you go. Are you happy now? Are you happy now?